Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans from around the world, welcome to the podcast that brings you close to the action. The biggest stories in MMA, the hardest punches in boxing, and anything wild that happens in a 4 or 8-sided ring. From knockouts to controversies and everything in between, we're talking about it. Broadcasting live every second Thursday at 10 p.m. My name is Brian, and I'll be tonight's referee. In tonight's corner, we have Pascal.
Hey, everybody.
And in the other corner, we got Pat the Plunger. And so let's get ready to Checkin Ringside. All right, guys. So, before we get into the topics, I want to say what a crazy, well, not the whole thing, but let's 2 fights of UFC 329.
Yep. That
was some pretty quick...
Yeah, it was
pretty quick fights over there.
Yeah,
and we're gonna get into the McGregor, but yeah, it was a fun
night. I want to say thanks, Brian, for having us over. We got to watch it in Brian's backyard. He had the projector set up. It was pretty cool. It was a
beautiful night.
It was a nice night.
We're watching both the Argentina game and the
side by
UFC.
side, and yeah.
You should have came. Right. The invitation was open too.
Yeah, I know. Argentina.
Brian was working the barbecue, and it was a really nice night. So thanks, Brian, again for having us over.
No problem.
That was cool.
Hey, if it's another nice night, next big UFC event, let's do it again, man. I'm down for it. All right, guys, let's bring up the topics. All right, the Crocs conspiracy. So the Crocs are taking over the government. It's a big ploy to get everyone on Crocs and then control our minds. And all right, are the Crocs footage and pre-fight rumors just internet conspiracy, or are there legitimate signs that Conor McGregor wasn't 100% ready for his comeback? Conor McGregor, UFC 329 comeback. Sorry, before I go that, what do people usually say? UFC 329 or just say 329?
329.
Yeah, they say it like that? Yeah. Okay. Conor McGregor's UFC 329 comeback lasted just 69 seconds, ending with a devastating TKO loss to Max Holloway. But the conversation after the fight has shifted from the result itself to the questions surrounding his preparation, including footage of him in Crocs during fight week. Was there something seriously wrong before he even stepped into the octagon? So you guys are going to have to explain to me, what if he's wearing Crocs? Like, what? I didn't see this footage, but what's the big deal? Like, isn't Crocs comfortable? Like, what other?
Super comfortable. It's
so
not what he was wearing on his feet. It's what he did while taking off the Crocs.
Exactly.
So I don't know if you want to play the video.
Yeah.
And show our viewers here. You'll see what I mean. And maybe a little preview on this video. If you notice, so the leg that McGregor was injured on in the fight was his right leg, because he goes into the fight and he throws this massive left leg kick, and the way his right leg landed, it looked a little crooked, and he shouldn't have put the weight on it. But in this, so leading up into it, when he's walking to the ring, now talking about his right leg, if you notice his right foot, he's going to take it out of his croc, and notice how he doesn't put pressure on it when he puts his foot down.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
So that was the same foot.
Yeah.
Let's see that again.
And Pascal, you said it.
It's like he was avoiding putting weight on it, right?
And
Exactly.
Pascal said it earlier, like off air. He was saying that McGregor, it's not his style. McGregor, leading up to fight week, you feel the energy.
Yeah.
He's jumping. You feel that energy that he expels. Seeing him coming out, he was smiling at the camera. There wasn't much movement from the room. He comes to the cut man. He's doing his thing, takes off his clothes, and you see that. And I'm like, we didn't catch it on the spot.
No.
We didn't see that on the spot. This only comes later when you see the fight and you're like, oh shit, in retrospect, did we see the signs, the calling signs?
Yeah.
It is a good calling sign. It's something interesting to look at.
It is obvious when you look at the video that he's not putting weight on his right. Like you see it.
Like, why didn't he do that? Why didn't he drop his foot?
Yeah. Because obviously he's hurt. If ever you have an injury on your knee and then you know that if you put too much weight on it, it's gonna hurt. So
but if he was so hurt, why would his first major move be that crazy kick that it was like a crazy. Even Joe Rogan was saying, I don't know why he started off like that.
Yeah.
Wasn't that big jumping kick and then to land on that leg? If you were hurt, why would you do that move? So I don't know.
Because
maybe he was just off balance. Maybe it's just a coincidence that he was off balance when he took off, or maybe the feet the floor is cold or something. I don't know, but
Conor's known for big starts. He's known for big starts.
Yeah.
So for Joe Rogan to say why he threw that kick, I get it. It's like
you heard him say it, right?
Yeah,
that night,
he said it, but you will always say that to someone who comes out 3-2-1 pow, and he comes in with a flying knee like Jorge Masvidal did to Ben Askren. You know, like that 6 second, the quickest ending where it was the start of the fight. Jorge Masvidal ran, kneed the guy in the face, game was over within 6 seconds. We see these blast out starts, and Conor is not new to this. We see him coming out very strong. He's intimidating. He's done this to Jose Aldo. He's done this to many of his opponents. Aldo, that's the way he got him really early.
One shot.
And it was strong.
Everybody was stunned.
Starts soft. So McGregor comes in letting you know that this is going to be a tough fight from the first second. And that flying left kick was it's his move. You saw him in the training. If you saw it before the fight, before his walkout, you know, the fighters are in their training rooms and they're sparring, very light spars. He was throwing the exact same kick, the exact same left kick. He was just running up, rushing, left kick, rushing up, left kick. So it was, you saw the move, and he's all about that left kick. So I think it was just to send Max a sign like, this is not going to be an easy fight. We're in for 5. You want to go deep waters, because we saw the whole, you know, the fight week. Max is wearing the life vest because he told him, if you go into deep waters with me, you're done. And I agreed. I called it that night. McGregor, round 1 and 2. 3, 4, and 5 is deep waters. That's Max's game.
Yeah.
If you have not taken down Max by the 3rd round, you're in for deep, deep shit, because Max is not going down.
Yeah.
He's going to take everything he has, and he's one of the highest strikers in UFC. There's no one that throws as many strikes as Max Holloway. And you know he's going to stand up and fight till the death. He's done it with Justin. He's done it with Conor in the past. This is the rematch that was building up for us. This was well-deserved. After 5 years of Conor McGregor coming back and watching him do that as a first move and fucking up, everyone, including Conor, was very disappointed. I couldn't have been more disappointed for a main event ever in any UFC. I don't recall the last UFC match that I've been that disappointed that it went that way, because now it sets up where, what do we do?
Well, why would he risk it? Why would he, especially such a high caliber fighter like Max Holloway, if he's injured, why would he not back out? Why? Because he already lost his last match in a spectacular way. Like, he broke his leg, or his knee, right? His shin or something.
His shin, yeah.
Yeah. And then to fight on a bad leg, why would he risk it? Like, was there too much money to let go, or
pride?
Too much pride?
You know, Conor's definitely a pride guy.
Definitely.
He comes
There's
back,
no doubt about that.
We knew he was going to put in a tough fight, but there was some calling signs coming up leading up into fight week. You know, there was the Encore where at Vegas there was a club, they were supposed to throw the after party. It was canceled. Refunded tickets on the Tuesday. Did they know that Conor was injured? Did Conor say, I don't want to...
When you were saying that off chat, the party was canceled before the fight?
Before the fight. It was the Tuesday.
Canceled after the fight.
No, it was the Tuesday leading up to the Saturday night fight.
Interesting.
That they canceled the event at Encore, refunded everyone their tickets because Conor wasn't showing up to the after party fight. So that was my first thing. Like, if I was in Vegas and I bought those tickets, I'd be like,
why?
What was the betting?
Why?
What was the betting spread before?
It was... I bet at 3 times.
Conor
was a big underdog at 3 times the bet going into the fight. Right up until the fight, he was nearly at 4 times the bet. So he was a huge underdog going into the fight. What do they know in Vegas? I don't know. There were calling signs. I think with the odds the way they were, I mean, I was like, why are the odds so not in favor for Conor going?
Well, I thought when you told me that, I thought originally because 5 years he's out of the game. So
that's what I thought.
Yeah, 5 years out of the game is a long time.
It is huge. It is huge
for a fighter. It is a long time.
It is a long time. Versus especially a guy like Max Holloway who's holding his division down. And you got to keep in mind that these guys did not fight at 155 like they used to fight. where both of them used to be skinny. They fought at 170 at the request of Conor, because Conor naturally walks around heavy. And Max, I don't think, had a problem with that, but it was Conor's request that if we're going to do this rematch after 5 years, we're going to do it under my conditions at 170. So that is already the first sign that Conor was not comfortable at 155. He needs his weight with him. So was he ready for this at 170? Should he have stayed at 155 and been more athletic, more agile? Well, I guess we'll never know. But
if ever McGregor would have been like healthy, where do you think this fight would have been able to go? To your perspective.
Well, I'm strong on saying that I don't think a fighter's ever 100% healthy going into a fight. That's one thing that I don't think any fighter is ever 100%. Whether it's
all the sparring and stuff like that.
There's just so much going on. Izzy said it. Many fighters have said it. Demetrius Johnson has said it. Like, it's so rare that you go into a fight that you're not injured because you've trained so much. And if you're not injured, well, it's because you haven't trained enough. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, have you not been pushing yourself? So to answer your question, let's say he was as healthy as he could have been, assuming that there was no injury on the foot. Where could it have gone? Well, just looking at the first leg kick. He's coming out with a leg kick. Max was ready for 10 minutes of intense stand-up game. So Conor was going to lay it on him no matter what. To come back to what I said is now it's the game of round 1 and 2. If Conor can find it and crack him within the first 2 rounds, within that first 10 minutes, Max is in deep trouble. Max has the cardio that Conor doesn't have, especially if the guy hasn't been in the game for 5 years.
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Max just, if we look at Max's last fights, I don't even know if he had any 3-rounders in the last 3 fights. They've all been fight. He's a cardio guy. He plays for championship rounds. He is deep waters guy, and he is a guy that does not give up, especially to a guy like Conor, because he knows his game. He knows what Conor's going to come in. He's going to play his freaky, but at the same time, Max is not going to say no to this fight because it was a huge payday to fight Conor McGregor, and to not get a scratch from it. That's a fucking win.
Yeah, exactly.
What a win for the guy, man.
That night, him and Pimblett, man.
Yeah.
2 fucking, wow, what a score. What a score. Yeah. And Paddy won also the fight of the night, so he got another 100K, I think.
That fight was the fight. Well, I guess, yeah.
That makes performance sense. Of the night.
We're gonna talk about him later on there.
Yeah.
But, that's got to be a good night, you know. You fight on the main event and you go home scratchless. The wife must be happy. The kid doesn't have to see his dad's face all swollen up for a month or whatever.
my question is,
he's ready to go out to party to the restaurant right after. He doesn't have to.
My question, Brian, is where do we go from here? Conor's a big name. We can't just forget it and jump to next week's Kamaru Usman fight. Or
I'm sure he'll get another chance, right? I'm sure. But
he's gonna want another fight because Conor, knowing his ego, he can't go out like this. He's not going to go out retiring on a loss like this. So he's going to need another fight. But who do you feed him? You can't just give him Max Holloway again because...
Well, Max Holloway is definitely down, but obviously that can be his next fight.
It can't be. So who is the next fight? People are talking about Michael Chandler, who's 2-6 in his last 8 fights. He's already on his way out, but Michael Chandler has been asking for Conor McGregor for... Conor's been out for 5 years. I would say 7 years. He's been asking to fight Conor, and just because they've just been having beef of who's the better guy between these two. So imagine for the past 5 years while Conor's been out, Michael Chandler has just been like, guys, bring him back. I'll fucking get him. Michael Chandler prepared himself for the fight last week for Conor. He was getting ready for the replacement if either 2 individuals were ready.
He was
wasn't even asked. He prepared himself. He went up to UFC.
He just did it.
He prepared himself. He wasn't even asked. He went up to the UFC and he says, I'm ready. I'm trained. If ever there's a fallout, I'm ready to step in. So this guy wants Conor's ass so fucking bad.
He was like praying that
he was praying that Max would have fucking chipped a toenail or something, and just be like, he's out to just step in and get his legacy fight.
Exactly.
So to come back to my own question, I don't think it's over. So if there's a fight, it's going to be, I would consider maybe a retirement fight between Chandler and McGregor to give them at least one last chance between both of them.
Yeah, I just want to look over here. So let's say McGregor did come back.
Yep.
Well, I'm surprised that Ilia Topuria is still number one. Shouldn't Gaethje be number one? Oh, no. Okay, so Gaethje, and then after Gaethje, it's number one. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So if you look at this list, McGregor, if he came back, does he even fight anybody on this list, or he even goes lower? What do you feel?
That's actually not even the list I would put McGregor in. That's the 155 division. So what you want to be...
I'm looking at because Max Holloway's here.
Yeah, so Max Holloway fights at 155. That's all I was saying. But for this fight, he jumped up to 170. So he gained weight, and he fought in the 170 division. Whereas if Conor would fight... Conor's not a 155. I don't know if you guys remember when Conor fought 155, Jose Aldo, and back in the day, he was skinny. He would show up. He looked like a skeleton. Yeah. You see these guys, when they show up like skeletons, it's not their division. Yeah. They're already. So we're talking about injuries. Yeah. This is like an injury. Showing up to a fight dehydrated during fight week is not very good. So a lot of these guys that they show up as skeletons. I've seen a guy a month ago. I don't know if you saw it, Pascal. 6 weeks ago, he passed out on stage right after his weigh-in. Yeah, they show up, and he walked off, and he just dehydration, just collapsed. Exactly. The signs are there. These guys are under a lot of pressure.
It is dangerous.
So we're looking at the 155, but if we jump up to the 170, there's guys like Makhachev in there. There's exactly. So you got your top guys. Whereas I would say Ian Gary, Carlos Pratt is super fucking dangerous. But any of the top four, even JDM, you know what? I'll say the top five. Sean Brady, no. Top five guys.
But is this for McGregor to fight?
For McGregor. If
he would get, after this loss, he would get a chance at
No. I would say, if anything, he's aiming for is these guys. These are his targets. I don't think the 155 is his division.
Right.
He shouldn't be aiming for anybody. So if he wants a chip at someone, it should be at some of these guys.
Got it.
But Max Holloway, at the same time, is kind of the same question is being answered. Max Holloway has done his division. Why isn't, if he already is in the 170, he looked good at 170, to be honest. He didn't look like his skinny self. He looked like he had a bit more meat, but I just didn't see him fight at that 170. So is he going to get sloshed when he fights Makhachev at 170, or Ian Gary, who's...
Sorry, I was just looking at 330. I'm curious to see
who is it? Main card, Makhachev versus Gary. So that's definitely, they're setting up to find out the winner of that one. Kenzie.
Makhachev and Gary Robertson. This is August 15th. Okay, so in about a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at that footage, you definitely see McGregor looks like he's injured. But then I just asked myself, why would he continue to fight? Why would he do a crazy move? Well, you said that's kind of his style. It just, I don't know.
But there is a possibility that when he threw the kick, he injured himself more than what he was. Exactly. That's a possibility.
I know, but why do a crazy move when you know you could injure yourself? Exactly. That's what I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to wrap my head around that.
He's going to throw kicks. He's McGregor, right? If he goes in and he doesn't throw a single kick.
But it wasn't just a kick. It was like a flying kick. It was
flying left kick.
And all that weight on that bad leg.
And we see the way it contorts on the back end. So you're like, if it wasn't already injured?
It's probably there that he got injured, because like I can literally tell you that I was injured on my knee, and something similar happened to me. And when you land,
he didn't land flat-footed too. He landed like such an angle on that foot.
Exactly.
And he put so much pressure that the knee went sideways, where he should have put his foot straight.
Exactly.
Absorbed the impact. It's like because he put it sideways, it kind of twisted the knee.
Yeah, it's like he landed on his foot, but then his knee was still going forward, but his back was going back.
So
it was like, it was awkward.
And we all thought it was an ACL tear, which would have been 12 months. 12 months. You're not seeing the guy before 12 months.
Definitely.
So luckily, it wasn't an ACL tear.
Mm-mm.
It was
But Conor McGregor just fight standing. He couldn't, because I know he tried to kick again, and then that's when they say they called it.
Yeah.
Could he just not kick and continue fighting, standing boxing?
I think the truth comes out eventually. If you're hurt on your knee is stronger than your mind. Your legs give out, you see fighters, they give out. There's nothing you can do. And we saw it in Conor.
Right.
He was just standing there and he fell. I don't think it was Conor's way of like, babying, go on my back. Let's play jiu-jitsu. We'll play ground games. It was not at all. Sometimes it's strong. It's like a boxer getting a liver shot.
Yeah.
You get it. You see the guy's good. And then all of a sudden you see him go down on his knee and he's like, I'm done. I can't. The body shuts down and it's stronger than the mind.
It is.
And the mind, as much as you want to be like, no, fight or flight, you can't. The body's like, I'm done. I think that's what happened to McGregor.
You have to put a knee down.
You have to.
Because it's like he just contracts and it needs to relax.
You probably know it better than we all do. That feeling of like when your body tells your mind, you ain't going this way. No. You ain't doing it.
Yeah.
All right. So I think he's going to come back before we go out to the next thing. We're going to see him anytime soon.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's Michael Chandler. I'm hoping.
All right. Pat calls it.
Michael Chandler.
All right, next one. After his impressive debut, should the UFC fast-track Gable Stevenson against ranked heavyweights, or does he still need time to prove himself? Gable Stevenson made a huge statement in his UFC debut, showing speed, athleticism, and striking skills that surprised a lot of fans. He came in with plenty of doubters. Now the question is whether the UFC throws him into the deep water fast, or let him build his resume first. What do you think, Pat?
So that night, he was on the prelims. We didn't actually watch that fight, but I heard so much talk about this fight. We knew that Gable Stevenson, it was his debut. UFC signed him. He's basically this big name out there because he won an Olympic gold in wrestling. So we got an Olympic champion. Not the first time we see Olympic champions. We've had Ronda Rousey, Olympic champion in judo. He's got a gold medal in wrestling. So we knew the game that he's coming in. He's a heavyweight, so he's a big boy. I think he sits at 50 or 270 when he's just walking around. So very big boy, but he's not your typical heavyweight. He's not your Derek Lewis, not your Tai Tuivasa, where they're just big guys out of shape. He is very agile, so he's scary. He's more technical than athletic, which is something that a lot of people tend to forget. That heavyweights, 7 out of 10 will be athletic. They're not fat and slow and whatever. They're athletic. They're strong. They can move, but they're not technical heavyweights. Heavyweight, like the smaller guys are much more technical. Yeah. The Mighty Mouse, the Demetrius Johnson, they see the little plans. They're able to slow down the fight in the moment and able to control it and contort it the way they want to.
It's not about pure brute force and as opposed to heavyweight.
We don't see that in heavyweights. Maybe 2-3 out of 10 heavyweights are going to be technical. No, it's rare we catch these. So Gable Stevenson is one of these rare gems. So the eyes are on him. And I think you were saying he tried WWE, tried football, and the UFC kind of scooped him up and they were like, let's see what you can do in the ring, in the cage, with your wrestling ability, because being a wrestler at a heavyweight level, it's an advantage. Most guys are all about standing and who's got the tougher chin and striking. So he comes in and it's a huge scare. So
because I just picture like a big guy, once you get him to the floor, it's hard for him to get up. A big 250 bar, he's hard to get back up. So if you get him on the floor,
and if you look at it, you say his wrestling is good. Like in the University of Minnesota, he was a super heavyweight wrestler. Yeah. 103 wins and only 3 losses, which is amazing. 2 NCAA national championship, 5-time All-American, 4 Big Ten championships, and 2 Dan Dodge trophies, and a perfect 59-0 record in dual meets. So, I mean, this guy knows how to wrestle, so he's able to go on the ground. There's no doubt about it. So when you look at it,
that's crazy for a heavyweight. We're talking.
Yeah, and right now, if I'm not mistaken,
rare,
now he's 4-0.
in his professional record in MMA.
And you know what? Going back to what you asked as a question, should they throw him right away? I mean, I think that probably another 2 fights would probably be good for him in order for him to just
find his
game and start, like, people are starting to talk about him right now, right?
Right.
So right now, and he already has a background, so the background is already built. So now he's 4-0. You know, when you have a nice start like that, it's like in MMA. Obviously, people start talking. If ever you come with a record of 6-0, then afterwards, I think he's going to start moving up in the card. Because if you move him too much, and you know, they're saying he's a future. It's
don't rush him.
Yeah. So
don't rush him. Give him some easy feeds. And you know, he's not a Josh Hockett where he's just yapping his mouth. Some guys are colorful. They're characters. I don't know if you know Josh Hockett, but he's just a colorful character. They're heavyweights. A lot of guys run their mouth. This guy's quiet. Comes in, sniper. He takes you out, and he's out.
Yeah.
And he does his job, and he does it so clean and so well. I'm very impressed of how this guy he wrestles. I've seen his wrestling. However, in this fight, when I went back to watch the fight, he didn't take him down at all. The fight ended after 2 minutes and 31 seconds, and it was all stand up. So that tells me another thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't even wrestle.
No, exactly.
To be fearful in his division.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That how he ended up taking this guy down by strikes, and then it was elbows and punches that got him to TKO.
That's on UFC 329.
That's UFC 329.
So the documentary, well, the YouTube video I saw of him, it showed him all his fights in university, but then also saw like I think his first MMA fights.
Yep.
And what he did, it was really crazy. He'd take 1, 2, 3 shots, and it went straight down and brought him down from his legs and got him.
Yeah.
That's what he did. He got him a few shots and then brought him down right away. And it's funny you brought Josh Hockett up because I was going to say that'd be interesting to watch him and Josh Hockett.
It would be, but it would be so one-sided. You see, like that, I wouldn't even think that would be fair game for Gable.
You got an Olympic American gold Olympist, the American hero over there. He calls himself. He's an American hero.
It's crazy how we were just talking about Josh Hockett being this fresh, new, not oversized, but kind of agile, and now we got Gable, who's like the perfection of what a heavyweight should be at his style. It's going to be very interesting because I don't know anyone in the heavyweight division currently who has the skill that Gable has in his aspect. I'm not saying that everyone sucks. I mean, you got Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane. These guys can move. You know, Alex Pereira. They're all very agile guys. But Gable Stevenson comes in at 230, 250. He's going to be fighting at 230, but like he walks around 250, 260. He's a big man for wrestling.
Right.
He's a wrestler. That's a huge threat in UFC, and that kind of shakes up the division because. A few podcasts, I don't know, it was several months ago, we were talking about how the heavyweight division became stagnant, where Josh Hockett came in, and we didn't, Tom Aspinall.
He injected some.
The juice, and this is the fun juice that we're getting. Not just the Josh Hockett, where is this going? Is he a Jerry Springer type character where people are going to get fed up of just the talk, but he doesn't bring the game. He's nothing in the ring. Whereas Gable is. People are watching him.
Yeah.
And, like you said, the 4-0 record, bring it up to a 6-0 record. I'm glad we're starting to talk about this because I feel like we're going to be talking about him a lot more. So it's a good intro to what's about to come.
He's going to rise. He's going to rise.
Yeah, I was looking here. Alex Pereira, is he still a heavyweight?
Light heavyweight. He fought in heavyweight against Cyril, but he showed that he couldn't fight there. I mean, he has his chance in heavyweight. He owns his 2 belts already in the 2 previous divisions. But is he a good contender? I just said Alex Pereira because he's not that big, large heavyweight that you tend to find. He's more of, he could bring in this ground game. Well, not really a ground guy, but take him down. He's not hard to get back up. He'll get back up. He's pretty agile. He's a strong guy. I'm not worried about him on the ground. So that's why I think he would make a good matchup against a guy like Gable Stevenson. A guy like Tom Aspinall would make a good matchup. Maybe even Cyril Gane would make. But I just don't want him, like, to go back to what Pascal said. It's a great point. Don't feed him these big guys right away. He's too early. Exactly. I know you want to give him the spotlight. Build it slowly. I think that's the best thing they should do with a guy like Gable. Keep him as a sleeper. We know he's there. Don't feed him too many big guys. Let him work up the division.
This is the media ranking.
Josh Hawkett's already at 5.
Yeah, you went already at 5. Yeah, it's crazy. He only did 2 fights, right?
Crazy.
Well, in UFC.
Yeah,
the thing is that you need to protect these guys as well, right? Because it's a future cash cow. So if you know if ever you know that this guy is a potential cash cow for the next UFCs, then if ever you start feeding him the big boys, first thing you know, you might probably lose him and lose all the opportunities.
There goes your plan.
Exactly. So right now, if ever, like we said, like if ever you go at 6-0 and then you start feeding him a guy that is ranked, and then if ever he beats him, then he's moving up in the ranking. Then you start building up his credibility. And
that's right. His name, his brand.
Exactly. People start talking about him, and then all of a sudden he becomes on a major card, and then can start promoting him properly to make good money.
I agree.
Random G678 Unk. Do you all read chat? Yeah, us old folks read the chat.
I see you, Random.
You know what Unk is, Pascal? Unk?
Probably too old.
Calling us old guys, old geezers. It's basically short for uncles. Calling us unks.
Unks.
All right.
All right.
So, if you guys are digging the conversation, don't forget to subscribe and drop a like. Hit us up in the comments. And, let's go on to the next topic. All right. Oh, I just love this guy, man. I love this guy. He's my favorite fighter. He just brings in this energy.
Yeah.
When he comes into the ring, he's just dancing. It looks like he's at a party. Yeah. He's at like a big important fight, but he's like at a party. Is Paddy Pimblett becoming the UFC's next crossover star, or does he still need a bigger win against elite competition before taking over the spotlight? While Conor McGregor's return ended in disappointment, Paddy Pimblett's stock exploded. 52 seconds, submission, statement made. So is this the night Paddy officially stepped into that crossover star conversation, or does he still need to prove it against elite competition? Has he not won? Has he ever been champion?
Paddy, no.
No, he hasn't been champion.
Never been champion. He came close. He actually
was it against Gaethje or was it against?
Yeah, it was against. Or no, sorry, Topuria.
It was Topuria.
Topuria. Yeah, he lost against Topuria, and then Gaethje beat Topuria. That was the closest he's come. But I mean, I'm not knocking him out. Paddy Pimblett is the future of the division. He, like you said, he comes in with such energy. And he's not just all talk. He has some serious fucking talent. BSD, Benoit Saint-Denis, is not a joke. He is a serious powerhouse in the division. And I think I told you that night, like, this guy is going to be a good fight. I was telling you on the lead up, he's a good fight. He's going to be a good challenge for Paddy. He's not someone to be looked down on. I've always watched Benoit. He's not my favorite fighter, but he's not someone that I would ever cross. Like, he definitely has serious talent, and he's got great fucking game. Paddy just exposed all of that within, I think, fucking 6 seconds. I don't know how. I think it was. Forget how quick. 52 seconds. 52 seconds. He got him, and he got him in what he now branded as the Paddy lock. But it's basically
because this is not a normal move, right? Because I don't watch obviously a lot of UFC like you do. I'm pretty new to it, but that seems like not normal.
It's it's a submission like any submissions basically happen based on the position that you're in. So Benoit Saint-Denis came out kicking, and it kind of lowered his head, and he put himself into a guillotine. A guillotine is just one form of submission, but that kind of traversed to the ground, and it turned into a darce. A darce is a type of choke where you're using your opponent's arm to basically choke him in the neck. You're basically hugging, not only choking the neck, but you're choking the armpit with the neck. So you're putting his own shoulder bone into his neck and choking him with it. What made his more spectacular, not only did he have the darce on, but he locked it in with like his legs around his back, and he fucking alligator rolled him onto the back. I had never seen something like that. He basically alligator rolled him, and you couldn't.
And they're turning like alligator.
Yeah,
like
well, Benoit was trying to get out of it. Benoit was trying to get out of the darce, and Paddy got his legs around his body and basically rolled with him. Once Benoit's face was down on the mat, you saw Paddy yell at the ref. He's like, check up on him, won't you? And he's like, basically like he's sleeping.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see his eyes rolling to the back of his head. And when the ref heard him say that, instantly he lifted his arm. It was game over.
Yeah.
It was game over. But Paddy's not to be messed with. He's a serious.
Dude, it reminded me of the movie Alien when the egg. I think to her face. That's what looked like he did to the guy, man. On his face, please.
He fucking smothered him so quickly. And it's not the first time that Paddy does these submission wins, that he always wins by these submissions where he gets his opponents to make these simple mistakes. And you would think that Paddy would be a striker, and he capitalizes just on the ground. So solid, no mistakes. Fucking, it's in 5 years, people will be looking up to this guy and be like, what kind of prodigy like he's creating? Like, just it's insane. Like, I'm very impressed with the way Paddy is fighting, and his kind of his path in the UFC right now. Despite his, people get losses once in a while, but you got to bounce back from it, and he's bouncing back.
His loss with Topuria was like, how was the fight? Was it a bad loss, or was like was it a decision fight?
Decision.
It was a decision. So he went all the way, though. He didn't like. Okay. Sean, Monday, you're late. You're supposed to be here at 8:00.
Hey,
great
thanks,
job,
Sean.
Pat. Great job, Pat. Good info and insights.
I try, Sean. When are you coming?
I tried to get him today. He said
Come on, Sean.
He was interested in coming, but then something came up. But next time. Talk about Pimblett. I saw this before the fight. It was Pimblett. He was like this one. Oh, it's not even here. Is it? Let's see if I can find it. So these influencers challenged him. It wasn't it wasn't a real fight, but it was a bunch of influencers that just challenged him to a fight. But it's just funny. At one point, it's like the other ones are just little kids, and he's just knocking them over. It's like an uncle playing with like his nephew. He's like, pow, one falls, and he goes to the next guy. Poof, the guy's down. Yeah, I found it hilarious. Okay. This is one of the influencers just challenged him. But this guy actually gave him some good shots.
Oh wow, yeah.
The Pim was just laughing. Oh, that's a good shot he got.
He's got a tough chin though, Paddy.
Yeah, he's able to take it.
Yeah. But what amazes me the most about Paddy is his size. He can gain so much weight.
Look at this the part.
Oh my God! There's three guys.
He's just knocking people over. They're all. It's like five guys kids on him. He just boom down. Boom, you're down. You're down. You're down. You're down now. And this guy is like, I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna throw up, and he actually started throwing up after.
You fucking fat.
You think you're tough
Get
now?
your fat ass up, he said.
But it wasn't exactly the video, but it was five guys, and he was just going. It was funny. He was just going to one, boom, boom, down. The next guy, boom, 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 down. He was going around, boom, boom.
That's a perfect example of an amateur fighter versus a professional fighter. Whereas you can be big, you can look strong, you can come in swinging punches. He connected on Paddy a few times.
Guy, the influencer will he'll destroy you.
Kill in the first 30 seconds, and then Paddy's just laughing because he's like, "You're gassed out, and you don't even know it." And I'm gonna I will finish the match. And that's why these professional fighters, that's why they're professionals. They're so much better than these amateurs that come in. And
that's what the issue with these fighters. They always have to face these goons at bars and stuff like that, thinking they're tough. And they always, always busting their balls, thinking they're tough. And then when these guys can massacre them. Sean, sorry, boys. One day, I promise. Pascal, third Dan Black belt karate.
I'm going to fight him later. We'll see if that's true. I'll let you know, Sean, if he's really a third Dan Black belt. I know nothing about MMA, but I can take him down. He looks scary.
Okay, so we'll do a remote podcast. We'll make Pascal show up at was a Star Gym. What's that thing? What's that gym called? I just challenge anybody in the gym.
TriStar Gym.
TriStar Gym.
TriStar West
Pascal.
Island.
Okay, Pascal.
Yeah.
There you go.
Then I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna be the one that's gonna be fucked up.
He's just gonna be puking in the bathroom.
Exactly. You know that Paddy Pimblett has been in the UFC for quite a while already, right? Yeah. It's already like it's gonna be 5 years now already.
And he, when he started, like his first fights, was exactly what you were talking about, Gable. How they didn't feed him big fighters at the beginning. Because they knew he was going to become a superstar, like Sean O'Malley, like the Conor McGregors. Yeah. Sean O'Malley is another great superstar that they never fed him big names at the beginning because they were like, this guy's colorful.
Yeah,
he's gonna be something. Obviously, his path kind of diverted a bit with Yan and.
He started as an influencer that just.
He was an influencer.
Yeah, and then he got to
straight up influencer with talent.
But now he's a solidified. Like you can give him props as a fighter.
Yes.
Yeah,
you could. Yeah, I'll give him props. He won his last fight. Like, I mean, why not? He picked himself back up because he lost his fight versus Yan, and he needed to pick himself up after that. But I mean, he won with like at the White House. It was just fucking phenomenal. It was so phenomenal that he promised that he would salute the White House before the guy's face would touch the ground on a knockout. He called that, and he did it. He knocked him, and you just see him like saluting that. Like, it's Sean. This is what. That's why these influencers, they build their name, building brand. We've talked about this many times. That these are the smart guys that they know how to build their brand at the same time, be talented, and take the smart fights. Because you don't want to take a stupid fight and you get destroyed 2-3 times in a row, and then you're ending your own career. So I'm hoping Gable Stevenson's not going to go down that road.
Yeah.
No, Paddy. To come back to Paddy though, Paddy did that whole train. That's why he's climbing. He's up there, and he solidified his place in the division. So win or lose now, it's not going to affect him that much, especially after a win. Like, he lost against a champion. He won. It was incredible performance, which he got his performance of the night bonus. Like, he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
And he did not get destroyed in his loss.
Nope.
It was a unanimous decision.
No, it was unanimous. Yeah. And it was, against a champ. So the guy's going full 5 rounds. He's got the cardio.
Yeah, he's able.
He's laughing against guys that are much bigger than him. He's like, man, you might hit harder than me, but I got you. I got you when you make Benoit Saint Denis, very big striker, dangerous. He had him. He made one mistake on a left kick, and he just exploited him.
Yeah.
And what did he do? It's game over. And once he gets you, that's it.
And it's not only the skill he has the personality.
Yeah, he does.
I've seen him in interviews. He's funny, man. He's funny. A funny guy.
He's a funny guy.
And he's good looking, and he's got the personality, and I think he's going to be a big star, man, in UFC.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm definitely a fan of his.
He's already a very big star. Yeah. But he's going to be a bigger star seeing a belt.
Career-wise up the rank, yeah.
I see another championship fight, maybe a championship belt around his waist. I wouldn't be surprised. After seeing a fight like that against Benoit Saint Denis, Benoit for me is top 5 in the division. So a top 5 for me is anyone in that top 5 can hold a belt. Anyone.
Yeah. He skyrocketed 4 places, Paddy, and Benoit went down 3.
Oh, he went down 3. So he was in the top 5. So that's it. Benoit was in the top 5. That's it.
It would need to eventually put him up there because he's 31 years old.
Who? Paddy?
Paddy.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't have that much time. Yeah,
exactly.
Especially with a lot of guys like Gaethje, he's on his end. There's a few guys in there. When you look at them, Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje. I mean, they're not young guys, and they've taken serious fucking beatings. Especially Max and Justin. Holy shit! Like, these guys they're on their way out.
Oh, too bad Sean's not here. We'd had a nice conversation. Sean disagrees. I don't think Paddy's a champion ever. He'll be a top 3. He'll be top 3, top 5, great, but not a champion. What do you think about that?
It's a debate to be had. Like I said,
it would have been an awesome debate if Sean was here.
Seriously, Sean, why the fuck aren't you here, Sean? On a fucking debate. No, but seriously, Sean, it's a good point. I could see where you're coming from. I'm looking at the standings right now. not a champion, not with having Topuria in the division, not with Gaethje being in his prime and Max doing his shit right now. But you got to give the guy credit that he's not going to be behind the curtains forever. He's shown his talent. He's taking guys like Benoit Saint-Denis, who's is not an easy challenge in the division. So, I mean, if he can figure out a way to maybe get past Topuria, that would be the magic. And knowing that Topuria got cracked, his code got cracked, it could be a better rematch right now. I mean, I would love to see a rematch between Paddy and Topuria. Let's see where that goes. And then, Sean, we'll see where that goes. And hopefully you come into the pod and we can talk about it.
Anyways, I'm ready to bet a nice dinner with Sean. Pimblett's going to become a champion. I'm telling you. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, Sean, if you're up to it, there's a dinner on the table right now.
He's proven me wrong in his last 3 fights. I agree.
I'm telling you, he's going to be a champion. And the day will happen, I'm going to tell you where you're going to bring me for dinner.
Sean, oh man, Sean and Pascal fighting, man. I'll buy those ringside tickets.
He'll be here.
Let's bring the guns. Exactly. We'll move the studio around. Why don't we do one of those car jiu-jitsu things? They sit in the front seat.
Podcast jitsu.
We were talking about it last podcast.
Did you hear about this? It's jiu-jitsu, but they start in the front seat of a car.
Okay.
And then when the bell rings, they take off the belt and they fight in the car.
So it's about confined space fighting.
Exactly. Yeah. You bet.
A little clip just for...
it's still in the assets.
Sure, we can...
Oh, yeah.
There you go, right there.
Perfect. Put it on the screen, yeah. They look like they're tickling each other. It's so cute. They're like, out.
This looks like prom night over here.
It looked like your prom night when you're trying to be over aggressive with a girl. Baby, come here. I just want to kiss. No, get away.
This is me on the first date.
She was trying to take off her seatbelt, and I told her, "No, baby, you ain't doing it."
What? No good night kiss.
Car jitsu.
There's that and there's coffin. Coffin. They fight on a coffin.
Oh. Yeah. Coffin fights. No, there's the pillow fights. There's also pillow fights.
Pillow fight, legit. Sean says no contest. He squashes me. All right. That's it. That's it for Pimlet. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I think last one.
Next one. Final topic of the night. Is leaving City Kickboxing the fresh start Israel Adesanya needs to salvage his career, or is Father Time the real problem no new team can fix? Israel Adesanya and City Kickboxing built one of MMA's greatest success stories together over 16 years. But 4 straight losses later, Izzy is walking away from that partnership. Is a new camp the missing piece, or are you watching the wear of a legendary career finally catch up? So, could you give me some context? This is some sort of kickboxing school.
Yeah,
Izzy was part of, or from the beginning, partnered in.
It's basically a kickboxing school run by Eugene Behrman. He's a very well-known trainer, coach in the MMA world. His right-hand man, Izzy's right-hand man. So I just wanted to bring up this topic because it's always interesting when you see close connections, a very tight-built family that has lasted for such a long time split up. And you always wonder why. Why is the split up? With an American top team, big guys that split up in that camp. And now with CKB, it's just, especially with Eugene, who's so well-renowned and so credible in the MMA world. Why is he leaving? And I think that was the real question. And what caused it? Was it the four losses in his last 5 fights? Because they were big losses for Izzy. They weren't, right. Yes, big names, but some of those names were I would say fed to him. Like it was almost like, okay, he might have a chance against Imavov. Joe Pfeiffer, he should have had that fight. You know, Dricus du Plessis, when he lost his belt, DDP he's a fighter. He's proved himself that he's got another tough chin and whatnot. But like Imamov, come on, that was his third fight. He had a chance.
Yeah.
They gave him a fourth one. Joe Pfeiffer, I was so sure he was going to come out of that one, regardless of what says. Because it's Izzy. Izzy knows his game. Izzy always finds a way. He's a smart fighter. He's a very good technical fighter. And he's got a good camp that backs him up, especially with Eugene in his corner. Eugene is like having, God in your right hand that's just overlooking you. He's one of the best renowned guy. So where does this go from now? I'm curious to know what Izzy expects of all this.
But I just want to clarify, like, when they say that he's leaving City Kickboxing, is like he's leaving as a business, a partner, or like meaning like he's training there? He wants to go train somewhere else.
He wants to go train somewhere else.
That's what the partnership is. The training part.
That's it. Yeah.
I thought it was like the business, like he's a part of the business. No,
he basically he trains under these guys for so long, and now he just doesn't want to deal with them. Regardless, like Pascal was saying, like different coaches have different strategies.
Yeah, I would think that this is next fight that he's gonna do with a new team. He's not gonna be the same fighter.
No,
I think that he needs to change his ways. And if you want to change and have new ways, then you need to have a new team. Is it going to bring him where he wants to go? God knows. But there's one thing: he's not going to be the same fighter. He's not going to fight the same way he did the last 4 fights. That's for sure.
Same style. He won't.
And like you said, they were a bad one. The first one, submission, unanimous, and then submission, TKO, and then second round knockout. So, I mean, he probably saw something and said, okay, there's something that I'm not doing properly. I think that I need to change my strategies. I need to have another input that's going to help me do something different. And I had a conversation with you prior, when GSP lost against Matt Serra, right?
Yes.
When he lost, he got interviewed, and the person asked him, what happened? And he goes, it's very simple. What happened is that I was not focused. I did not train properly, and I'm going to change my environment, and it's going to make a difference. I'm not comparing one to the other. I'm just comparing the situation. And that situation was that, GSP was able to regain his belt, and he was able to, with all the changes that he made. So a lot of fighters sometimes, what they do is they realize that their style, their approach was working at one point, and afterwards not working anymore. So they want to pursue their career, knowing that if ever they do the same thing that they did prior, where they lost their fights, they need to reinvent themselves, basically.
So do you think he got basically exploited because he was always with the same camp, and fighters maybe caught on to his style and they were able to figure out the solution? Kind of like how old fighters back in the day, like Ronda Rousey, I use her as a perfect example because she paved the way for women's MMA in the sense that when she came in, she had a style that no other women ever saw. Mm-hmm. And she was just crushing until she hit some women like Holly Holmes and Amanda Nunes, who were like, hold on, I got the brakes on this one.
Exactly.
I figured her out. I've been watching all these fights. And they came in and they exploited her back to back. So they both figured it out. So I'm wondering if he's afraid that he got exploited by guys like Joe Pfeiffer and Imamov, and guys that we didn't expect to beat him. And is that his stance, that basically, if he stays with Eugene and CKB, he'll just keep getting exploited because he's stagnant. He's not progressing. He's not moving. He's not growing. Even though Izzy is one of the best fighters of all time.
When you're a fighter, and you start seeing that people are catching up, you need to work your weaknesses in order to get better. You need
to face your weaknesses.
It's like if ever you're a fighter and your right hand is your strong hand, and you knocked like several people with your right hand, and all of a sudden people figure you out, and if it's your only weapon, how do you want to surprise people?
Right.
Right. Everybody expects you throwing what? You're right, and that's it. Every techniques, skills that people are aware of because they were deemed as weaknesses on your part, and then you decide to either work your ground or having new techniques or working on new techniques and different approach, then you might surprise your opponent, right? Because everybody analyzes everybody. But if ever you work your weaknesses, then you become stronger.
Right.
Because it's like you're at the gym and your right hand is your strongest and you always work out your right hand and that's it.
That's it.
How are you going to be able to improve?
Right.
But the weaknesses, if ever you build them,
right,
then you have more tools in your toolbox in order to fight because you have options.
Well said.
So I would think that it's probably what he realized after his fourth loss and saying, okay, I think that I need to reset. Let's see. But I definitely think it's not going to be the same
I'm
way he's going to
curious as how a kickboxer changes his style. That's my other thing, where he's not big on ground games. He's not a wrestler. He's a kickboxer. He's a kickboxing champion.
Yeah.
And so he's known for long kick. Like, he has long legs. So it's his kicks.
Yeah.
He loves to kick. He'll strike.
Yeah.
But he's kicking all the time to keep that distance from you. But he's getting exploited because, yes, he's skinny and tall, but he's getting taken down.
Listen,
so his wrestling game is weak.
If ever you know that a guy has long legs and he's a kicker, you go close. You go close. Because you know he's not going to be able to throw kicks.
Trying to keep that distance with the kick and measure your distance to make sure you're not too far, you're not too close.
Exactly.
And that sweet spot, and then pow! Next thing you know, your face is on the mat.
Exactly.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Sean says no new team can make him good again. It will help him win his next retirement fight, maybe.
Sean, as sad as that sounds, I have to agree with you. Like, I don't want to say it. This is what I don't want to talk about, but I fear that he does move on and it's not going to make him better. I do agree with you, Sean.
I'm not gonna bet a lunch on that one.
Oh.
Not on that one. But I definitely think that it's gonna be his next fight is gonna be a different
fight.
I would say a different strategy.
Different game plan.
Yeah. Well, if ever he goes with another team, it's going to be a different game plan for sure.
Yeah.
They're going to sit down. They're going to analyze the 4, 5, or 6, 7 fights.
No choice. You have to adjust your game plan.
Oh, definitely.
You have to.
Yeah.
You know, you were saying something earlier. I was like, Khamzat Chimaev. We've always said he was the demon in the division. The wrestler, he takes everyone down instantly. You know this guy. He becomes this fearful guy. What does Sean Strickland do? Stopped him. He figured out that game.
Exactly.
Sean Strickland's not a wrestler. Well, in the wrestler in the sense, sorry, he's a very big wrestler, but he's not known to stay on the ground. Sean is a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
He's that Philly position, southpaw, stand up and let's fucking just box. But he'll wrestle on the ground. He knows how to defend himself, and he proved it against one of the best in the world, Chimaev, who took 99% of his division down, and Sean was the only guy who'd be like, hold on, I figured you out.
Yeah.
So that
also they trained together, right? So maybe that was an advantage. So
they trained together, but Sean is also he figured him out. He was like, I can't make him take me down. And knowing that a wrestler, and I don't know if you can confirm this, but a wrestler to take down an opponent takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So for Khamzat to spend an entire round, take down, fight him, hold him down, and to get back up. Takedown, to pull a guy down that's nearly 200 pounds and hold him down like a fucking bear. You try holding down a bear. Like, yeah, you might be the best wrestler in the world, but now you got to hold the fucking bear down. And when the bear gets up, you don't have the same amount of energy. And that's where Sean was like, now we're going in our deep waters.
Yeah.
Third round, by the third round in that fight, Khamzat wasn't even taking him down anymore because he had no more energy.
Yeah.
So it was a stand-up game after that. And you have one of the best wrestlers in the world that refused to fucking wrestle for 4 rounds? It's insane.
Yeah.
Because every takedown was blocked. And he's like, I can't keep doing these takedowns because it just sells a lot more.
You know, being in a gym and training as a fighter is one thing, but you need to sit down and watch videos. You have to analyze your opponent. You need to see.
It's a great advantage to do so.
Their
Study your
strength,
opponent.
and you have to.
can't walk in and be like, I'm Pascal, the best boxer in the world. No. You face this fist, you're down. I was like, okay, cool. I'll just avoid your fist.
Exactly.
I'll figure out a way to avoid your fist. That's as simple as that. And it's
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. If ever you're able to place yourself at the right position when the hit comes, it's not gonna hurt as much as.
And it might not be your most comfortable position, but if you figured out the position you have to be in because you've watched the tapes, that's what gets you the win. And that's what makes fighters better fighters.
Exactly.
It's because they adapt to their opponents. They adapt to their division. They adapt to the game. It's always growing the game too. You got to think 10 years ago, UFC wasn't it as today. 10 years ago, we weren't seeing calf kicks like we're seeing today. That's one of the biggest examples that I love using is because the calf kick was, once it got introduced, it took down the player.
Yeah.
And it's like chopping at a tree. Yeah. And you're like, the trees keep growing and it looks strong.
Or also
if you're chopping
the inner thigh.
Yeah,
I've been seeing that too, kicking the inner thigh. Yeah.
And what does that do? Again, like we said before, it shuts your body down.
Exactly.
You want to stand up and continue fighting, but now your knee's starting to buckle. Your leg's giving up because you're like, what the fuck? I need my leg.
You don't have that strong stance, right?
So when you need that stance for your punch or for whatever, you don't have that back leg. Your back foot is not sitting on anything because it's weak.
Right.
It looks like McGregor stepping into the ring. You know what I mean? It's
in Kyokushin, this is the this is a big kick that is used like
really
yeah
big part of the strategy.
Oh really?
Just
when you look at fights, most of the Kyokushin fighters,
and it's not looked at to beat your opponent, it's learned to take him down, like to weaken him.
Exactly.
Weaken him,
basically to weaken him and take his tools, not to hold his tools, to take his tool away from him. And not even like throw it out the window. I mean, like, your leg is done. Not only can you kick that leg, you can't even stand up on that fucking leg.
If you have no base, if your leg hurts, then afterwards everything crumbles.
You look like Connor on his ass.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because even if you wanna punch, it's very tough because your base is not there. You're hurting.
Your power is not coming from your base.
When you have someone that is able to throw like low kicks and they go in and at one point it breaks the muscle. It's painful.
It's painful, and it's happening in the moment. It's not going to happen the next day you're in pain.
Yeah.
But in the moment, the nerves that must be sending signals to your brain of I can't keep up.
Yeah.
Like, stop hitting me. And these guys, and once you hit and you see it, what's the fighter going to do? He's going to keep hitting
definitely.
But now you're not even playing your game. You're playing a defensive game. Yeah. Whereas you're switching your stance. You're going in your southpaw.
Exactly.
Or going
now you're just in survival mode.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's not what's going to win you your fight. Now you're just hoping that you're going to fucking swing a haymaker and maybe connect on him.
And there's a technique to go get that back leg as well.
There is a technique for that. That's
because the front leg goes back, right? Because the guy does not. So now the support is on the back leg.
Now it's on the back leg.
So if ever the guy throws a front kick, then you go on the back leg. So these are small techniques, but as soon as you start working out the front leg and you see the guy's putting it back, he's giving you the sign that it's something is wrong.
Something's up. And you see that switch, and that's your first calling sign of like,
definitely.
I've got him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it.
Yeah. Sean, thanks for tuning in, man.
Pascal, thanks for sticking around, man. You did pretty good, man.
Hey,
for a guy who says he doesn't know anything, you need quite a lot.
Ringside, man.
Exactly.
Welcome to Checkin Ringside, Pascal.
I'll start reading, guys. No worries.
All right, guys. That's it for tonight. Sean, thanks for showing up in spirit. We appreciate it. Hopefully one day you'll show up in person. And hopefully we'll see you soon. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Ciao.